And welcome back to part 36 of Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. Today, we're actually at the penultimate video of the main Let's Play. After this video, it's only the final boss left. We're going to do the rest of the Tower Kagutsuchi in today's video, which is two bosses, one like mini boss that's about like kind of like a breakup from only fighting the Reason bosses, and then afterwards we will have the third and final Reason boss, which can be kind of tough, but in my opinion, it's right in, like, I'd argue it's the easiest one. Like, if not the easiest, it's in the middle. Yes. Like, even though it takes me slightly longer than Ahriman to take down, it just feels like Baal Avatar, ironically, just is weak. And I say ironic because Chiaki's entire reasoning is that the strong deserve to live, the weak deserve to die. There should always be a balance of strength destroying the weak kind of thing. And yet she's the one I find the least problematic, the least dangerous, like the weakest. I said Ahriman is a shorter fight because once you get into a pattern, it just the fight snowballs in on itself. But you have to actually get that pattern first. Whilst with Baal Avatar, I don't know if it's just me, but I've genuinely just never had trouble with the fight. Like, I don't need to like set up a routine and get a pattern rolling. I just bring my usual strategy of buff up physical attacks, whack it with something, and the boss kind of dies after a while. They do kind of drag out the fight by making it that once it's halfway down, Baal will summon two minions and one of them will fully heal Baal, but that's it. When you go up here though, you'll be warned that there's an impending power. That's because it's time for another rematch.
I didn't imagine that we would meet here. Neither did I imagine that you would become this strong. But in your case, I should have expected the unexpected. Do you remember me? I remember you. I am Thor. Our paths have not crossed since the fall of the mantra. It seems that you and I have different objectives in climbing this tower. As a follower of Yosuga, I must annihilate you. The world of Yosuga shall be built upon your lifeless body. Prepare to meet your doom!
We once fought Thor many moons ago when we first entered the Mantra HQ and were taken as a prisoner. We fought Thor to earn our freedom, and we also earned his respect by doing so. Now here we stand on the opposite end of the game, fighting him once more, but not as a prisoner looking for escape, but as him being a worshipper of the reason that Chiaki is fighting for. And knowing that we are here to kill, we have to be stopped. So now it's a desperate match. Thor is going to come with much better stats and skills that he came with before. But I'm going to warn you now, he's a mini-boss really. Like, they treat it as like oh, remember this guy? It's time for your grand rematch you've been waiting all game for. Because he did say that you would meet again. And so you knew at some point you were going to meet this guy a second time and fight him. But it is kind of underwhelming by the time you get here. And it's just it's not necessarily a Nocturne or a boss particular problem. It's kind of a Shin Megami Tensei problem at large that you are so set up with your build and what you want to do by endgame that if they have any kind of build up to endgame challenge, there's a good chance a lot of them will just kind of fall beneath you. Like, you'll get them in one if not two tries, so it doesn't feel as satisfying as it could be because you're so set up. I think the only thing that really breaks the rule is usually like true final bosses or like secret final bosses. They're the ones where they usually just throw all rules out the window. But look, 3,285 damage. Like, just there we go. This fight is not going to take long. This video is half an hour, and this is not the only boss we're fighting today.
You have grown strong.
Yeah, we have grown strong, Thor. Far stronger than you could ever possibly imagine. And even if you're Dragon Eye, it's not going to mean much. Because if you use any basic magic attack that isn't almighty on us, you're going to know about it. Halfway through the fight, he willed Dekadra and Dekunda, but that really doesn't mean much because you can just reapply everything afterwards. Like, I don't even go for war crime. It's like, look, if he attacks me, it's only coming back at him. I'd rather Cerberus didn't miss though, so I just apply a fog breath just to be on the safe side. Sorry, Kaja, it's physical attack. Ooh, and a focus. Go on, strike at me. Waste it. Yeah! Wasted. Completely wasted. That's probably the most threatening thing that you'll encounter in this fight if you haven't got all the Magatamas or aren't going for true demons or did the extra grinding in the Labyrinth of Amala. If it does the attack boost and then does the focus and then attacks someone, if that clicks with someone, it might one-shot one of your demons. It probably won't one-shot you, but it might wipe one of your demons. So just be wary of that. Thankfully, however, the accuracy of Hell Thrust is not great anyway. I mean, the fact that we've already got a Fog Breath on it means we've got a better chance. Annoyingly, though, despite having a Fog Breath on it, Iron Claw keeps missing. Which is just frustrating, really. It's like, oh, come on now. There's another physical attack boost, there's another focus. Who's it going for today? Oh, me again! Oh, well. Oh, fuck, you really double dipped on that, didn't you? It's a shame, like... I say it's a shame. It's good, because it gives you a bit more of a chance. It's a shame that the AI doesn't ever kind of wake up to this, it seems. Like, that they realise, oh, that's not working. Like, it's something that when you get to SMT 4, really becomes a lot more forefront, is that the enemies get evilly smart, some of them.
My powers are no match for yours. Even so, our leader will certainly build a strong world of Yosuga. Even though I die here, Yosuga is...
And there goes 4, the wake-up boss to this 3rd district of the Tower Kagasushi. Your first priority after that boss, regardless of how easy or difficult it was, is just backtrack to the mannequins domain. The mannequins' little play space down on 402. Just because you got the Fountain of Life there and you got to save, so you might as well take both. And I think I cut to when I do that, because that's literally what I do. Yeah. I go to the fountain, I went and saved, and then I start going back on my journey. When you come up, I must specify, take the right path south, because both of them lead you to warps, and they'll take you to different spots. What's going on back here again? Oh, no, we can Lady Chiaki side at this rate. Let me check my map. The way this works is that it's a warp maze. Standing on certain tiles will warp you elsewhere. And it's always quite humorous, because anytime I'm watching people play through this game, I say it's humorous, it is what it is. People get stuck here often. That they get stuck in this maze and they take a long while to find their way out. I'm going to show you the exact path you take, and although there's a couple parts of it that you sit there and you go, oh, you're just okay. I don't think it's too elaborate. I don't think it's as elaborate as people make it out to be. If you're just paying attention, you will make that mind map and work it out yourself. It's just... Oh, there goes my shoulder. I don't know if you heard that click in the recording. But it's just... using your head, essentially. That's all it is. If you let yourself get overwhelmed by the nature of you'll get warped around, then you will lose your bearing. But if you just say, okay, this is break off path 1. This led me here. Okay, when we go back there, let's try break off path 2. Let's see where that goes. Okay, if you just break it down as you go, you will feel it out quickly. From here, you want to take the middle of the 3 paths and then push up. I had an encounter. That one ended up being an annoying one. I think that was 2 more the Rangdas things. But you see, pretty now we're in a different spot. Follow it along. Go south and follow the path along. Go south again. And you'll warp. Now we're in this location. So follow the path north. Follow it west. Go north. Take the... Is it first left? And then all the way to the end. Straight south. Get your item. The reason why I hesitated is because I was like, am I going to go somewhere else? Because I have a habit of not following my main path sometimes when I'm recording. Don't go the back way you came. Go the other way north. And you will end up here. In this corner, it's this one random ass block. Oh, I keep this encounter in because I don't know if it was in... No, it's not. We've fought these enemies before. I think it's just for the sake of showing a fight, because I haven't been showing that many in this recording. And it is just the nature of, because how many enemies are reruns from previous dungeons, there's a lot of encounters that I feel are worthless. But at the same time, if I'm not showing a single fight, it kind of makes this entire final dungeon a little underwhelming. So I keep a couple in. But go to that mysterious block and it will lead you here. It's a linear path. And we're out. Before you proceed onwards, backtrack and take this ride, because this will open the path so you don't have to do that maze again. And it will stay like that, so you're free to once again go back to the mannequin's fountain of life and whatnot, and rest up. Because once we proceed up beyond it, we'll be well and truly in Chiaki's domain, and you'll notice that because all the angels will show up again. You know, all the angels that always follow her reason, because it's all about strength ruling. So I get my top up. Look how much marker we got, by the way. We got so goddamn much now. It's why I've made a point of saying, like, marker is so, like, important early game, and you have to be very specific on what you spend. But once you get into late game, it really isn't an issue. But you see, like, once we're up here, there's immediately an Archangel. I saw Kagutsu, the path straight up north. Goddamn arrogant disco ball. Lady Chiaki is much more elegant than you. I wonder if that's a change in the remaster translation, because I'm pretty sure it wasn't like that in the original. I'm pretty sure, like, he didn't like Kagutsuchi, but I'm pretty sure he didn't call him a disco ball. And the reason why I'm making that point of wondering is because that's kind of been an in-joke with Nocturne's community for a long while. Like, if I say, for like most of its lifespan, it's like Kagutsuchi, and you'll feel more of it when we actually get to the next video, when we actually meet Kagutsuchi. It does feel like it's just a giant rave party when you get to it. Like, it's just this giant white ball of energy. The music that plays when you get to it even adds to it a lot. It's like, it's just always been the ongoing joke, is Atlas and their two disco balls, one being Kagutsuchi and the other being Amano no Kagiri, I think it was called, from Persona 4. They just have these two giant colour balls of, like, of, like, epic proportions for no good reason. But up here, I think this is another one, and this seems to be like encountering a new enemy. Like, it might say, I don't know, because I recorded this so long ago. I lose track of, is this because it was a new enemy, or is this because I wanted to actually show off some fights on the climb? I suppose only you watching it will be able to work it out. Ooh. I will show, as I'm 99% sure I show, my demons and such final stats just before the final boss in the next part. So you do see where everything I'm entering from is and how powerful I'd got myself. But this specific room's in darkness. And if you follow the actual damage path in front of you, it will lead you to this lift. We're on 444. We're getting there. Despite the fact there's 666 floors, there technically kind of isn't. Like, I've mentioned it before, and if you've watched the Tower of Obelisk parts, you already know what I'm talking about. We haven't done 440 floors in this. Also, this is a cheeky encounter. Mott blocks what the snakes are weak to, but the snakes block what Mott's weak to. So you can't use weaknesses until you deal with one side of it, otherwise you're only going to be losing turns. That's a very cheeky encounter. I was like, god damn it. I mean, like, kudos, but god damn it. There's another Deadly Fury to just wrap it up. But yeah, we're not going to actually do 666 floors. In fact, after we deal with Chiaki, like the third reason holder, we take a lift, and that lift goes straight to 666. So, like, we jump like 100 odd floors. Like, we jump like 170 floors, I think it is, in total. And I don't remember exactly what floor we end up on when we get up there, because we have another outside section, so we're going to start scaling those floors kind of quickly. And it makes me curious if there was ever an intention to make it so you went up far more floors on the journey to 666. Because the jump from the end of Lady Chiaki, I don't know why I keep on saying Lady Chiaki, it's just because all the angels call her that. But the jump from Chiaki and Baal Avatar and the lift from that straight to 666 is a little jarring. It's like they could have made this lift go to 500 and it would have been fine. Like, it feels cool knowing that you're that high up this tower. Because, I mean, it does look cool. Like, when I look at it, I'm like, oh, I'm on 440 floor. that's badass. Like, to be that high up in anything, even if it's only metaphorical, it's still really cool. Because you can't look down off the edge. It'd be great if you could look down off the edge and see yourself up, see yourself this high up. Once you come in here, that big door in front of you isn't too Chiaki. We have one more little puzzle to do before we do get to her. Also, there's just like, up on here, I guess because it's the whole power thing, so it's fitting to Baal's and the Baal Avatar's reasoning, and it's fitting to Chiaki's reasoning. A lot of the enemies here are ex-bosses. Like, there's a Mardas here. We had some Mots earlier. Like, I'm pretty sure you could encounter a certain here. A little annoying that the charm resulted in, like, getting a bit of a free heal there, but it is what it is. Oh, is it a second round of enemies? Yep. The giveaway that you're about to get a second round is that all your press turn icons will vanish from the corner, like, the moment you get the killing blow. If the fight's just about to end, it won't bother messing with them, so the amount of press turns you have will still be present. So now it wouldn't matter, but on the next turn you'll see, when we kill it, when we kill this Lilith, you see how it still shows the 3 press turns in the top right, as the battle faded out. If the 3 press turns just immediately vanished, it would mean that a new set's coming. But in here is your S terminal, which is S terminal B. There is a C and a D for this, so yeah, we've got like a little yet, but this is the last little puzzle. It's the same as what we did about halfway through the tower, where it's the light paths, but the light paths are one way, so you can't backtrack on them. So you've just got to find the right path for everything. But finding the correct path is very easy. Like, this just feels like it's more here for the final stretch before you go. That's the door out, but we'll worry about that later. Actually, I don't think that is. I think that door kind of leads to nowhere. If it isn't Demi-Fiend, I'm surprised you have the nerve to even see us. Lady Chiaki's up ahead. Your Suga shall take that stone you have in your hands, as well as your life. Of course she will. We'll worry. I don't actually think that door leads to anything. I don't remember going back to it. I remember the path just carries on beyond Chiaki, sort of like what it did with Ahriman. Anyway, it is Terminal 3C. Like I said, it's like immediately after 2B. Like, it kind of makes it odd that that room was there. Like, it feels like just an odd room that's just there for some reason. But when you're ready, open this door and we will begin the third and final reason encounter.
You have done well to make it here. Therefore, I will do you the honor of fighting to my fullest ability. Our friendship dies here. We are adversaries, each upholding our own reason and contending for creation. As fate would have it, we are both beyond shedding tears. We need not hesitate to fight each other. So, let us now decide who is truly superior. Challenge me with all your might.
Right off the bat, I want to say that I appreciate that Baal Avatar doesn't do any I'm going to stop you from using physical attacks gimmicks. Because Ahriman does that thing where it's like, we will play a game. And Noah just says, you know what, screw physical attacks, let's do elemental roulette. But the fact that Baal Avatar's like, no, you bring me everything you have, and I will bring you everything I have, and we will see who wins. It makes it immediately a more enjoyable fight. But Baal does still have a gimmick to her to an extent. You just don't see it at all in this fight, because she always targets Daisojo with it. Baal's Bane. If it connects, it will inflict a status condition that is entirely unique to this fight. It will turn you into a fly. There's no other encounter in the game and no other skill in the game that does it. This is entirely unique to this specific fight. It will turn you into a fly, which makes it so you do like 1 or 2 damage regardless of what your attack is, and you will take like 5 times the amount of damage you normally would. You can treat it like, I don't know, like Toad in Final Fantasy, where it's like your damage is non-existent, the damage you take is radically increased. It's the same sort of deal. But you're not going to see it because every time she uses it on Daisojo, and Daisojo has an immunity to all status conditions. And for some reason, this boss never learns. This boss specifically has 13,000 HP, and the reason why I know that off by heart and don't have to check anything is because of the fact that once you're around 6,000 deep, she will summon 2 allies, and that the first of the 2 allies will cast the Hun on her, so she'll get her 13,000 back. In fact, we've already hit that halfway point. Man, how time flies. Can you kind of see why I think this boss is the easiest? Like, the only reason it takes a while is because she summons minions, but I genuinely see her as easier than Ahriman. I don't see this fight as a threat whatsoever. It just kind of exists. And I know it's almost entirely because she's, like, her gimmick is the least significant, because even if she turns you into a fly, it's easy to deal with. Like, it's easy to get around, it's just kind of there. The only thing to be wary of is that Osei on the right will continue to heal if you let it live. So you need to kind of steer your priorities onto it. I think that was a slip of the finger. I think I meant to press left. I don't know why I decided to put that like that. However, Osei will go first. And Osei will use Dragon Eye. For some reason, she uses Mahaimeon, which really caught me by surprise. I was like, wait, firstly, you have that. I forgot you have that. And secondly, why? There's not a single member of my team that I could connect with. 2 of them reflect it, and the other 2 block it, so you're only losing turns. But the other option that she might do at this point is a physical attack, which is why I'm doing the odd Tetracon here and there, because on the off chance she does it. Because Osei will always go first and will always Dragon Eye. And then she just wastes the turn again. And I was like, wow, are you going to do this for the whole fight? Because if so, ooh, this is even easier. So I genuinely just forgot. I completely forgot that she has Mahaimeon. So that is something worth mentioning at least then. If you're not going for all the Magatamas, make sure to equip one that won't put you at risk. Don't equip Satan, you know? And I'm deadly furying here because I want to keep on, like, tapping the other 2 whilst I go. And to be fair, if you boost all of your attack and lower the defense constantly on the enemy, use a focus, and then have a Freykugel, and maybe have Cerberus Ironclaw, I promise you, you can theoretically kill Baal Avatar in 1 turn. The only reason why I say theoretically is that you have to put up with the fact that at any time the Osei can Dekadra or Dekunda. Which is another reason why it has to go. Because it can heal and it will get rid of your stat buffs and nerfs. Another defense nerf. But yeah, this fight's just kind of going systematically. Like, the only reason it's taking a while is because I'm spacing out the damage. If I prioritized Osei, this fight would be done quicker. Because there's another Dirahan, so Balavar's back to full. But then there goes that turn wasted. The only thing is that it also has Holy Wrath, and Holy Wrath I do remember it having, because it does do damage beyond the Holy attack. So unless it's reflected, it will, like, connect a little beyond it. But it doesn't seem to do anything to us, it only seems to hurt Cerberus, so it is what it is. But at this point, I'm like, no, I'm going to start actually prioritizing that Osei. Because I don't want it to keep on healing Baal Avatar and drag out the fight even longer. Oh, Bale's Bane. Who's he going to use it on? Daisojo for some stupid reason again. Is it because Daisojo drains it? That's the entirety of the boss's turn gone. Like, the boss has yet to really do anything of her own accord other than get a little excess damage off of Holy Wrath. Have you noticed? Like, they've yet to actually do anything to us. There goes that Osei. Well, if you use a group-wide physical attack after a focus, only one of the enemies that are hit will take the focus damage. In that instance, it happened to be Osei, but it could have been any of them. But now the fight completely breaks apart again for Baal Avatar, because the healer and stat distributor's gone. And the one that was using Dragon Eye's gone, so if it could spam attacks, well, there we go. And because Battle Avatar's agility is higher than the other companion, which name slips my mind because it's that insignificant in this fight. If she keeps on spamming light-based skills, well, there goes the fight. It's why I just turn to her instead for an attack. Not that it matters, because, you know, Cerberus's Iron Claw success rate seems to get lower by the minute, despite the fact it has a really high hit rate normally. I say it's not really, really high. It's close to 50-50, but it's still kind of annoying when it doesn't connect. Like, come on, it's better than that. Which is why I start doing hit and evasion, because I want this to connect. There we go. Now you're on your own again. Now what are you going to do? Your little minion game really didn't work out for you. If it made it so she could summon them back properly, then it would be fine. Which is what she should have done, because she beast eyes when she's on her own. But she doesn't. Like, if she summoned them back, sort of like a couple of the bosses we've done before, where you have to kill them all in one go sort of thing, then this fight would be more interesting. But the fact that she just kind of, like, they're only there. I don't know why I used my Hame on. I honestly do not know what happened there. I can only assume my finger slipped, but I don't know why I used a holy skill on a boss. Like, it's like, as I've mentioned before, it's an I probably meant to do meditation, but my finger slipped, because it's like the skill right under it. That's the story I'm going to go with. Like, don't understand why I would have done that. Anyway, enjoy your Freykugel. Oh, 5,000 damage? Wow. You're not going to live another 2 turns. Like, come on now. So, like, she had 1,000 damage from the previous Iron Claw, 5,000 from me, another 1,000. Yeah, she's already weakening. Oh, and there's your third Bale's Bane now, and it's the third time you used it on Daisojo, so we realised that we never see it in this fight. And at this point, I'm like, do I even need to focus? It'll probably die soon, right? And there we go. There goes what's supposed to be the toughest of the 3, but in actuality, in my opinion, is the easiest of the 3. The boss just genuinely can't do anything to you if you come in with a half-decent setup. And it's just, that's it. That's the whole fight. Oh, I hit level 84. I didn't realise. So I finished the game at level 84. I thought I finished it at 83. But I discard Radiance because I don't really care for the skill. And the rest of the skills in the final Magatama are all like stat repels. Like fire repel, ice repel, yada yada. But let's see Chiaki's final scene.
Your strength was superior to mine. Why? Why won't you accept Yosuga when you possess such strength?
And once again, we get a nice artistic image there, where it's like her body is all broken like stone and it's just floating in the abyss. I like what they, like, the only one that I don't think, like, I don't really know what they were going with, if they were trying to go artistic or what, is Ahriman. I feel like Ahriman's death just looks like a demon dying. But Noah has the whole, like, Isamu never learning from his mistakes, so it's just curled up in a ball of his own, hiding away from everything, whilst the great Noah cries in its failure, which has got a lot of nice imagery and like artistic appeal to it, in my opinion. Whilst Chiaki has like the shattered resolve, like of everything she fought for, and then eventually becoming meaningless. But once you come up here and you reach 475, this is kind of it. That lift will take you all the way to 666. If you've come this far and you have all 3 of the stones, you've done everything else you need to. If you've got all 3 of the reason stones, that's what is required to access the final boss. Because once you proceed up here, it's a long lift up, but once you proceed up here, when you reach the very top the Tower Kagutsuchi's theme is brought back down to only a couple instruments. Because you're at the peak, my friend. You're at floor 666. Your final save is right here, and this is your point of no return. Make your save here and prepare for the final battle, which we will witness together next time. But until then, you guys take care now. Peace.